we continue our journey to find out exactly how powerful these commander cards are. There's so many cards on the ban list. Some of them are obviously not that good, banned for either, you know, the reasons over fun or over price. But I want to know exactly how good are these cards. So let's continue with the Grizzle Brand. Grizzle Brand, black, 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 black. 4 generic for a 7/7 flying lifelinker. Now, I don't think this is too easy to ramp out. You can't be using your soul rings to get this guy out there. I don't know, maybe after a few rituals like Dark Ritual it's possible. But I think the fact of the matter is, in a format where your life total is a resource, particularly in Commander where you have a lot of a life total, you start off with 40, this actually looks devastating. I mean, the moment it hits the battlefield, alright, Wheel of Fortune just for me. We're not even Wheel of, I don't even know how to describe this. What's a card out there that just gives you 7 cards? I mean, I guess it's Grizzle Brand. Grizzle Brand is that card. So the fact that this can be your commander, so you basically start this card in your hand at the beginning of every single game, and the moment it hits the battlefield, you'll just absolutely dominate your opponents. You could draw... I mean, what is your life total probably on average when you cast this? At least 30? At least 30? So what, that's at least 28 cards? That sounds like a lot of cards. Grizzle Brand is just too easy to combo with. Draw a million, you draw your 28 cards, you're gonna find your tutors, you're gonna get more fast mana. I imagine that this is an incredibly good card. Insanely powerful. Definitely deserves worth being on the ban list. Forget ramp. They are using reanimate. Oh yeah. Well, how do you reanimate this from the command zone? It's got to get from that command zone somewhere, and I'm assuming it's on the ban list because it's an insane commander. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just being tutored into the graveyard with like oh man, what are those cards? I think of all the unearth-like cards, but I can't think of all the tutoring into the graveyard type cards. With Jeweled Lotus and Dark Ritual, you can get it on turn 1. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the lifelink. Well, is it though? In Commander, is lifelink really all that relevant? If I've attacked with my Grizzle Brand and gained 7 life, do I really need another 7 cards? Is it that big of a deal? Oh, Entomb. Yeah, that's right. It's better. Oh, really? Really? I'm learning something here. So it is better as a 99 than it is as a commander. So you just go Entomb it and you reanimate it, and then wham bam, we done here. We're gonna destroy you all. Entomb, reanimate, easy. Entomb, reanimate. Everyone loves Entomb. Okay. Apparently this is not that good of a commander. It didn't even need to be commander in the first place. Broken in the 99. Alright, just cheat it and play. Just like every other format does. Basically, no one plays Grizzle Brand fairly. Not even in that Cabal Coffers deck. If there was a deck, it would be that Cabal Coffers deck. Grizzle Brand. All right, moving on. Here's a spicy one. Hull Breacher. Yeah, this card's broken as hell. What were they thinking? Blue 2 generic 3/2 creature with flash. If an opponent would draw a card, except the first one that they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure token. Instead, it should be something like, if the opponent would draw a card, then you just get treasure. Like they get to draw their card and you get treasure at the same time. But instead, they don't get their effect plus you get an effect. That seems completely lopsided. So in a multiplayer game, I imagine that this is quite horribly annoying, especially when it comes to like wheel effects, like Wheel of Fortune, for example. Boom. Each player discards their hand and draws 7 cards. But if you've got the Hull Breacher out, it's more like, no, I discard my hand, draw 7 cards, and get like, what, 21 treasure? Is that how that works? No, maybe not 21 treasure, because everyone's going to draw at least 1 card for the turn. So, like maybe 16-ish treasure. Hull Breacher plus any wheel effect equals GG. But you know what? Again, there's a lot of 2-card combos out there that just win the game on the spot. Is that so bad? I mean, that's really, really strong. How about without the wheel effects? How good is this? Should check out limited resources. That card is wild. I'd play EDH if that was legal in the format. Well, it was legal. Where were you? So a lot of people like Fair need unban. I like Hull Breacher more. So we can't have Hull Breacher, but we can have a dragon that makes us 20 treasures. That's correct. Well, this is easier and has flash. It's very cheap. It's 3 mana, so it comes out very early in the game. Hull Breacher plus Narset Blue Walker plus wheel equals oppressive. With 40 life, paying 7 life to draw 7 cards gets you to 35, closer to your game-ending combo. Oh, yes, of course. Sumerian says, unfair, please stay banned. No, it's 21 treasures because it's not the draw step. Ah! Well, it might be the draw step for one of them. It depends who plays the wheel. Actually, it doesn't matter if the person playing the wheel drew a card for the turn. This would see modern play if this was modern legal. It's just not legal. Oops, it's just not legal. That's all. Wasn't printed in a standard legal set, so it's just not legal. But it's not that it's banned or anything. I think, but it's a very good card, obviously. But is it outrageously? Is it Grizzle Brand busted? Is it Grizzle Brand? We need to make, or is it channel busted? We need to have a tier list of all the stupid powerful cards. Is it channel power level? Oh, that's a good point. Opposition Agent should get banned too. But the difference between Opposition Agent, let's go get Opposition Agent up here. Oh, wait a minute, no, Opposition Agent's also very similar. So Flash, you control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. When an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find, and then you can play those cards as long as whatever. So this doesn't affect card draw, it just affects when they search their library. You like your fetch lands? Well, eat my Opposition Agent. So they're actually putting a hurt on what makes Commander consistent. Anyway, I was thinking of a different card. The Copper Dragon needs to do combat damage, which is much harder than Hull Breacher's effect, of course. Way harder. This has a few printings, I think. Commander Legends 74, Commander Legends... Oh, I guess it's the same thing. It's the same printing. Same printing, different art. Everyone nuts when the Ancient Copper Dragon came out, but then others are nuts too. Just look, Ancient Brass Dragon. Let's look at Ancient... Is it Copper Dragon? Oh, this thing. Good God. Okay, whenever Ancient Copper Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. But it's 6 mana. You have to connect with someone. I think this is way more fair. Ancient Brass Dragon. Whenever it deals damage to a player, roll a d20. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with whole mana value X or less from your graveyard onto the battlefield in your control. Super Reanimator. Yeah, the coolest Merfolk, of course, gets banned. Merfolk life out there. Okay, let's be honest. We hate the existence of Narset in Modern. Why would commanders not complain? You mean commander players? The best things you can do are ramp, tutor, and draw. How about CEDH players? I need to hear from the CEDH community. What do you think about Hull Breacher? Fair? Unfair? I mean, it can be unfair. Is it broken, though? Is it broken in half? I can tell that this is the feel bad card. It's a major feel bad card. You've sleeved up your deck to draw some cards. Then the Hull Breacher comes out and says, no, you can't do that. Don't be doing that. I'm going to get to take some treasure, turn those cards into treasure. So we know it's really good. I want to know objectively on an objective power level how broken this card is. All right, moving on. We've got Iona. Shield of Emeria. You can only name one color. And it's outrageously expensive. Flying. As Iona, Shield of Emeria enters the battlefield, choose a color. Your opponents can't cast spells of the chosen color. Now, I'm not going to doubt that this is really powerful. You name a color and they no longer can cast spells of that color. There's nothing, like, there's no stronger prison effect than that. You may not play those cards. You just can't do it. I name blue. No more Hull Breachers, for example. But alas, you can only name one color out of a 5-color game, plus colorless cards, and you're gonna have 3 opponents. So 2 opponents, one opponent's gonna get hit hard for sure, but the other 2 opponents may or may not. This card is just feel bad. So is it more feel bad than actually good? Iona plus Painter Servant, that is a good combo. It's a feel-bad combo. You know, the worst combos are the ones that don't end the game on the spot. It's like, okay, the game is technically going on, but it's not. So Painter Servant is, ETB. And it got unbanned, right? This used to be a banned card. We're going to get to this one, too, because I want to talk about every single card that ever got banned. Choose a color. All cards that aren't in play, spells, and permanents are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. So basically, you name blue, and then you play your Iona. Name blue, then no one can play anything. Because they're all blue. They all blue. Did Painter Servant get banned for the sins of Iona? And then they banned Iona and they decide, okay, we can bring Painter Servant back. This used to be a banned card. This used to be banned. It's legal now. You're a free man, Painter Servant. You can serve more people. One player can't if they are monocolor. That's right. They're completely crushed. Oops. This as commander seems oppressive too with a turn 3 clock. But only against one... Turn 3 clock. 3-turn clock? There's no 3-turn clock here, not in Commander. How popular are monocolor decks in Commander outside of blue? Is there mono green? Is there mono black? Mono red? Who's brave to play mono white out there? Who's brave enough? Painter Servant got banned for Grindstone, but they didn't ban Grindstone now, did they? What does Painter Servant combo with other than Iona? Or Grindstone, apparently. Oh, the commander damage, of course! How much I forget. I don't know the full rules to Commander. I'm showing my Commander prowess right now. Yeah, Commander damage is 21, 3-hit clock. How convenient that is, Iona. Mono white is just stacks, but Sylvana is a good mono green. I thought you had a doctor's appointment. I don't have any doctor's appointment today. Mono white is unironically good. I heard stacks also just plays like blue a lot though. Or like stacks plays another color other than white. Like you can play stacks with mono white, but you can do it another way. Boulder, the Imperious. Oh, congratulations. Thanks for becoming a member on YouTube. Thanks for joining the coffee crew. Because we need our coffees. And we need our crew. I main Brimaz as a cat soldier tribal. Okay, so is this actually really good though, or is it just like a feel bad card? Because it looked clunky as hell to me. We're not going to be ramping into Iona or anything like that anytime soon. Like, if you build a deck around Iona, can people deal with you? Or no? Or is this just, like, the type of card that, like, just shuts down one person? Like, yeah, you can combo off with Painter Servant. How reliable is that? These streams are great. Hearing a competitive modern player's perspective on banned cards in a casual format is intriguing. I'm trying to get a feel for how actually good these cards are, Because I know, like, I've played enough Commander to know that cards in, like, 1v1 formats can be just absolute trash. Like, Lightning Bolt is probably the most played card in Magic's history, and is just unplayable in Commander, for example. Depends on the table. Well, then that does not bode well for me, and, like, that's not telling me that Iona is very powerful in this case. It's a feel bad, one player gets shut out but doesn't die, so they just have to sit there in case someone removes it. What's the difference between that and them actually dead? You just kill them, now they have to wait for the other players to, like, finish the game. Iona, more like I own you. Alright, okay, I think I think this thing is, I think Iona is awkwardly fair. I think, based on, like, what I'm reading here. Francis C. Guide to mono white EDH. I play this. Hey, I'm not saying you can't play mono white. It just sounds awkward. Oh, another super chat. Thank you very much, Edgar. I have no opinion whatsoever for EDH. LOL. A lot of people do, though. Oh man, the opinions. Iona can be good, but it's not hard to deal with. Players are just not used to resigning. Welcome to Commander, where we take out all the cool cards. Who cares about feel bad? It's a game. But that's the point. It's a game. People play games for fun. That's like a primary reason people play games. It's for fun. Alright, I'm going to put Iona as good, but not outrageously amazing. Oh, here's an interesting card. This is a very interesting card. Perhaps one of the most interesting cards to be banned in Commander. Caracas. It's a land. Adds white mana. Tap. Return target legendary creature to its owner's hand. Yeah, that's bad. That's not good for this format. It, like, defeats the purpose of the format. Big time. And you know it's going to interact with your opponents. Because they have a legendary creature. Yeah, keep Caracas banned. But is it powerful enough? Do people, on average, have enough Wasteland, Strip Mine, Dust Bowl to deal with this card? Yeah, you wanted your commander? Nope. Because, I mean, like Blood Moon, Back to Basics. I think there's a lot of cards, but I don't know how playable they are. I think there are a lot of cards that can deal with this one card. How are you not playing with any, like, non-basic land destruction? No one plays this stuff? EDH, a format where 4 people sit around a table playing solitaire until the first one finish and win. It's crap. Shot fired. Chris Ross, talk about Hull Breacher. And to short answer your previous question, Nikachu, Hull Breacher wouldn't be that big of an issue in CEDH. Most decks tutor more than they can draw. Interesting. Really nice perspective. I like that one. They're not interested in dirtling around and drawing. They just tutor for the cards they want. So Opposition Agent is more oppressive in that format. Land destruction is frowned upon. If this card was not banned, it would be even more encouraged. Yeah, it would. Well, land destruction is part of the game. So in CEDH, yes. Casual, no. So we'd say Caracas is fair. Like, I'm sure this is a feel-bad card. Remember, but how powerful is this card? I do what? It's still pretty powerful. I mean, everyone's playing their commander. This is probably... you know what? Even with a bunch of land destruction in the game, I think this is... like, it's an auto-include in every white deck. There's no reason not to play this. And it undermines... like, it's... you know it's going to interact with something. It's not like, oh, I've got Caracas in my deck. I hope I run into a deck with legendaries. Every deck is going to have a legendary, and the whole point of their deck is to play their legendary, so. Ross, wrong about Hull Breacher in CEDH. You use it offensively to push for a win. Everyone has a different opinion. I guess it changes on your play group. Legendary safety valve. Which legendary creature would you play as your commander? I would play Thassa, God of the Sea. Protection from Caracas. Well, it's an enchantment. Take that, Caracas. And also, your board wipes doesn't mean anything. So anyway, this is my... Actually, I've got it here. I got a really nice custom. Where's my custom Thassa God of the Sea? When you guys sent me a Thassa, custom Thassa God of the Sea. I gotta find out who sent this to me. I like putting like a piece of paper, reminding me who sent me what, and I didn't do it for this one. I forgot to do it after the stream. So this is my commander. Clean Devotion. Not banned at all, because nobody cares. Land Destruction is hilarious, because when someone does it, it just sits there. I just sit there in disbelief that they had the balls to deal with the shame of the group that they will throw at them. In my group, we play with Back to Basics. We play with Blood Moon. We have no problem with that. But somehow, my friend in my group doesn't want to play with things like Boil. They don't want to play with Boil or Acid Rain. But things that affect everyone, that's okay. That's okay. Isn't the other Thassa better for Commander? I don't care. This one gives me unblockable creatures. Probably other Thassa is better. Do you want to force the entire format to run 3 to 4 land destruction spells per deck and feel bad every time you get Caracas? What's the benefit of having it in the most casual format? The point is, I'm trying to figure out... I'm not debating whether it should be banned or not. I'm trying to find out how strong these cards are, because some of them are not that strong, or some can be contended with if you just build your deck around it, and Caracas might be that type. I think Caracas is still like too good, even as it's like basically a bounce spell that you can keep in your hand. You just play it for your land drop, tap it, boom, bounce your opponent's card. But I think it should be relatively easy to deal with. You can also bounce, I guess, your own command. You can also bounce your own commander, I guess, to your hand to protect it from getting screwed over by some removal. And the commander tax. Stupid commander tax. If you're not running targeted land hate, are you even playing EDH? Apparently so. Alright, I think Caracas is very, very powerful. No matter what. Okay, next we go to Leovold, Emissary of Trest. Now this card was busted in Legacy. Oh, it's legal. It's still strong. I thought it got banned in Legacy, to be honest. I totally forgot. I guess I just don't see it anymore because it's not as playable as it used to be. But it saw really good Legacy play for a good chunk of time. So for the Sultai colors, each opponent can draw more than one card each turn. Basically another Hull Breacher-like effect, and whenever you or a permanent you control becomes target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So no matter what, if you target this thing, you're getting value. So how does this... But like the amount of spot removal you have in Commander is so low. Or is this just like we gotta ban all the cards that don't let you draw cards? Commander is a format meant to play around your commander and opponent having the ability to F off you without being a spell isn't fun. Leovold is worse than Hull Breacher being a commander? Oh yeah, that's true. So you will definitely have the Leovold. No, but it makes everyone play fair. Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Is that really so broken in Commander? Because how often are people targeting stuff? Again, where's the Lightning Bolt? Where's the Swords to like Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares? Are those even particularly good in Commander? I don't think so. Still good in Legacy if people are running it alongside Hull Breacher, Narset, Part of Veils, and Days Undoing. It was a card that made it too easy to hard lock everyone out using Teferi's puzzle box. Aha! But there's so many cards that do this, right? Or is this the only one that's a commander that can do this? So all you have to do is tutor for the Teferi puzzle box and the game is over. So is it banned? It's basically Hull Breacher, but banned because it's your commander. Commander is literally StarCraft base building change. Well, that's interesting. StarCraft base building changed my mind. What are they called? They're called the Zerg? the Protoss. I can't remember the creature types in StarCraft. Plus you're in black, so you get the best tutors. True story. Demonic tutor, still good today. Most people run swords, beast within Pongify. Oh, you know what? That's true. Even I run Pongify. I run Pongify. I run a rapid hybridization, even Assassin's Trophy, and yes, plenty of wipes. EDH has lots of removal. Because you do need some means of at least destroying people's commanders. We're gonna get to all of them, Michael. We're gonna get to all of them. I'm just going in what I guess is alphabetical order. All right, so because this is a legendary creature, I think it's very good. I think it's ban worthy, but I don't know if it's worth. I think it's a bit. I think it's I don't know. I think it's a smidge overrated. Yeah, how good is this in CEDH? We need to hear from the CEDH community. Really, I needed like a bunch of CEDH people here to really tell me how good all these cards are. They would know. If the CEDH community could make their own ban list, what would it look like? Alright, so moving on. Library of Alexandria. Snap unban. I actually think this is ridiculous. I think it actually could be fairly played in Legacy. I really don't see Library of Alexandria being so good in either EDH or CEDH. It'd be nice value, don't get me wrong, but like, who cares? I think this is only banned because it's expensive. This be an expensive card. I don't even understand the point of banning expensive cards when there already are tons of other expensive cards in the format. Definitely shuts off those wheel decks, does it? Oh, you mean, you're talking about the last one. But it's just a land. Well, let's get the OG land. We gotta get the OG. OG looks good. It's a nice one. Very beautiful card. The fact that Library is banned while Cradle, Bazaar, and Mishra's Workshop are legal is wild to me. Yeah, wild to me too! I could not believe that Mishra's Workshop is a legal card in Commander. That is beyond makes no sense to me. And you know what? They have now the same problem that I think Vintage has, where they don't really want to ban or even restrict Workshop because that would be such a feel bad for everyone that owns them. And if they ban it in Commander, I mean, that'll definitely hit the price. Yeah, I know, there's so many cards that were not super expensive when the format was invented, but now they have become super expensive. So why not just unban this thing? This is not a good card at all. I mean, I don't want to say that. Like, it's fine. It's a good card. It's an auto-include in a lot of decks. If not in every deck, though. Not every deck is going to have, like, a grip full of 7 cards all the time. But yeah, Tabernacle, for example, a lot of really expensive cards, and that's a feel bad card. That's a powerful card out there. Tabernacle, that's terrible. Have they banned cards for being too expensive recently? No, I haven't heard any bans for being restrictively expensive. That's the problem for banning cards for being expensive. Like, what are you gonna do in the future as those cards actually do get expensive? Maybe this can see an unban one day. It's not that good. Until you've played with it and abused it, it doesn't look like much, but it is bonkers. In a 4-player game where you can draw insane amounts of cards anyway, I really don't see Library of Alexandria being that powerful. This is not that good. What is this? Hold on. I saw turn 1, play Alexandria, then activate, start the game with an extra card seems fair. But then you're not playing Soul Ring. Then you're not playing Mana Vault or anything like that. I actually don't. Yeah, I think that's very fair. 1 extra card at the cost of your development. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it at all. Or I think it's okay. It's fair. Some cards are banned just simply because they are popular to do so, more out of comfort for the community than anything else. Anyway, that doesn't make any sense. This is the April Fool's video all over again, yeah. I mean, I don't know, maybe I didn't start with Library of Alexandria. That video is still fooling people even to today. I love it. I think I'm going to change the thumbnail to make it more appealing. Such a good video. Still getting views. Best April Fools I ever did. I'm just going to repost it every year on April Fools. That will be like my legendary April Fools video. Everyone says in the comments, at what point did they stop believing Nikachu? I just basically went through a bunch of banned cards. I started with some that could potentially get unbanned, like Library of Alexandria. Then I made an argument for, you know, things like Mishra's Workshop and stuff like that. And Strip Mine. Alright, so this is, I don't think, this is not that good. Well, this is an interesting card, because I don't even know if I know what this card is. Limited Resources. Never heard of it. I don't know what this card is. Oh, thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the $2. Alright, Limited Resources. For a white, when Limited Resources comes into play, each player chooses 5 lands he or she controls and sacrifices the rest. As long as there are 10 or more lands in play, players cannot play lands. Oh. So one-on-one, this doesn't look so powerful, but in a multiplayer game, what is that? On average, there can only be like 2 to 3 lands in play for each player. So 3 people can have 3 lands. Or like 2 people can have 3 lands, 2 people can have 2 lands, and then that's it on average. But if you blow up, if you get a bunch of lands out in play and then slam the limited resources, oh, it's very limited. What's the title of the video? It's something like the legacy band list makes no sense. Just look up legacy band Nikachu MTG. It'll come up. But it's on my main channel. It's not on the stream channel. Doesn't scale well with 4 players. No, but the point is you prevent them from playing any more than 10 lands. So whoever, like, if one person gets 5 lands in play, then that means the last 3 people can only put 5 lands in play. But is it powerful enough to be worthy of being banned? This looks like a feel bad card. Like, and of course, actually in Commander, you have a lot of different sources of mana. You've got your artifact mana, which is super popular. But is there a lot of enchantment destruction? That's a good question. Or are enchantments, like, who wants to main deck enchantment destruction in their deck? I think you can unban the OG Moxes for Commander. We'll get to them. Not only that, people sandbag lands and have to pitch. Combo with mana ramp, I could see this thing being a real problem for the opponent. Of course. I will admit, it's 1 mana, so I can't just say, oh, it's 8 mana, it's no big deal, let it get played. This is 1 mana. This can come out on turn 1. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone's like, what? Guy who can get the most lands out before we get completely crushed. Boros Prison would be very powerful with limited resources, I'm sure. But is it like, is it ban-worthy power? Is it banned for power, or is it banned for, you know, feel-bad moments? Titania says, unpopular opinion, unban Leovold. You can always say not to play against the deck. I think this is fine to unban. Says Slimy. Unban this, make white good again. I heard white's making a comeback anyway. Oppressive, but totally fine on power. I main deck lots of destruction for this kind of card. Really? Oh, you mean, like, but is it, like, what, you like Ratchet Bomb or something? If you changed it to 20 lands and each player rotates around sacrificing, it's probably okay. Embrace white stacks. Only stops people from playing lands, not effects that put lands into play. Oh, I see, okay. So you can, like, make a deck that puts lands into play, like Farseek and stuff. I'm sure I'm thinking very small. There's probably better cards. Turn 1, put this out, combo with a few Llanowar Elves and some quick spells. Oh yeah, there's also mana ramp creatures. To turn 3, you could be the only one with any real mana count. Anyway, I think this card is... It looks like it's a good card for Commander. But not oppressive. Not oppressive. Next, Lutri. Are you allowed to have companions? Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Flash. When Lutri the Spell Chaser enters the battlefield, If you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. So word on the street is this got banned because this is just an instant include in every commander deck. The whole companion restriction of each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Not really a restriction in this format where you're forced to play with one of every single card. Companions are allowed. So how does Yorion work, or does Yorion not work? Busted and taking turns. I think it's just, it's just a free card, right? Yeah, Lutri was banned before release. It was the fastest card to ever get banned, I think. Basically, banned during the print run. It's got banned during the print run. I saw Lutri get printed and as it was getting put in the booster pack, banned. Yeah, Lutri is just not included in Commander if it was legal. So it's like, it's definitely, well, it's definitely not that powerful. It's a great card, it's useful or whatever, but it's not that powerful. But I understand why it's banned. I understand why it's banned. All right, now this is gonna be an interesting discussion. The Moxin. How do we feel about them? How good are the Moxin in Commander? And honestly, I do think all the mana ramp should be banned. But let's say we live in a world with soul rings and stuff like this. Is a Mox Sapphire that much better than, say, Soul Ring? Always have Moxin banned. We have a lot, because we have a lot of Moxin already in the format. Yeah, if Soul Ring, so this is the real point. If we're allowed to have Soul Ring, are the Moxins nearly as I actually don't even know which one's more powerful, to be honest. I mean, it might depend on the deck. I know in my Merfolk deck, Soul Ring is not that good because I have a bunch of creatures that are like double blue or triple blue, and I much prefer the Mox Sapphire. Of course, free is broken, but there's a bunch of free cards. There's already a bunch of free broken mana. Mox just makes decks faster, of course. So, comparing this to Soul Ring, is this... I mean, I guess, you know what? Like, I guess the question, it doesn't really matter. If we know that Soul Ring is completely broken and busted, hence Sapphire, Mox Sapphire is on that power, at least around that power level. And even if it isn't, maybe if it's a little bit lower, we know it's as good. Dude, Moxin into Soul Ring into Signet? Wow, what a turn. Soul Ring should be banned. See, that's the weird. That's such a weird thing. We can have the Moxin, but we can have Soul Ring. But I guess because they can print Soul Ring into Oblivion. Soul Ring really should be like a $500 card, but not on the reserve list. It would ruin CEDH if, to be honest, if they unbanned. It's so weird. You guys want, like, okay, so some people spoke up to say they want to see Soul Ring banned, but you guys you'll admit Mox Sapphire not too much, but Soul Ring, a card on a very comparable power level. Oh yeah, that's fine. And you want to have your Soul Rings. Soul Ring plays the same role as Brainstorm in Legacy, are powerful enough to be banned, but grandfathered into the format. Really good comparison. I like that comparison, Matthew. I like that one. I believe they said that the only reason that the Mox are gone is because it essentially a second land. They wanted a format where they wanted everything to have a payment ID possible. I want Soul Ring banned in CDH as well, though. I was just thinking about it the other day. If they banned all the fast mana, it would probably solve a lot of Rule 0 problems. Like, Rule 0 is basically there because you don't want the games to end too quickly or too degenerate. But, like, how can you do anything degenerate with, say, Iona as your commander if you cannot even cast her on any regular basis without, without cheating her in play somehow with fast mana? Yeah, ban all the fast mana. But they want the fast mana. Oh, the commander players, they love fast mana. Like, I don't want to die on turn 3, but I want the fast mana because I also want to play my own big, stupid spell by turn 3. The life of a commander player. Okay, Super busted. Okay, I don't know this card. This is funny. I love looking at this ban list and I'm like, I don't even know this. I didn't even know this card existed. Panoptic Mirror for 5 mana. Imprint X. You may remove an instant sorcery card with convert mana cost X in your hand from the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may copy an imprinted instant or sorcery card and play the copy without paying its mana cost. So like this is basically, what's it called? Isochron Scepter on steroids. More clunky though. It's 5 mana and you have to. You may remove an instant or sorcery card with convert mana cost X in your hand from the game. So you have to play this. Then you have to imprint afterward. That is so much mana. Extra turns. Like this is not ban worthy. I mean, I guess it's ban worthy because of all the fast mana. So you can like ramp this out pretty quickly. Turn 1 Soul Ring, Mana Rock. So that's what, 4 mana. Then on turn 2 you could play this. There's like so many ways of getting infinite turns, isn't there? Is this really so bad? 10 mana isn't much in EDH. Well, it should be. Okay, so based on EDH environment, this is like sort of strong. I don't really think that this is that good of a card. Not to mention, you know, it's an artifact. You get blown up by anything. Panoptic Mirror is not powerful. It's banned for extra turn spells. Yeah, really annoying, but not a... Well, it is a ban. Really annoying, but not super powerful. Dramatic Reversal. So, like, what, you play it and so you can untap it? Dramatic Reversal, that's the untap everything, right? You can do that. You can play Dramatic Reversal with Isochron Scepter. Untap all non-land permanents you control. That's a legal combo even as it is. This is just a worse version. I watched a turn 0 win on YouTube with this card being part of the combo. Opening with blue Leyline is auto win sometimes in CEDH. If you have a link to that, I'd love it. I would love a link to that video if you saw that. Hopefully it was a paper match, not a Magic Online match. The only setup requires is mana and extra turn spell. Stuff like Dramatic Scepter combo needs 2 specific pieces and multiple rocks. Clayton says, as someone who sat down at a CDH power level table without realizing it, I can say that the 2 are very different formats, should have separate ban lists. Yeah, I know. It's weird that CDH players are like, Commander is CEDH, except that you just choose to play EDH. I have to leave for a bit. Has Nikachu done ads yet? I haven't! So, I mean, if you want to speculate on any of these cards, you can do so at FusionGamingOnline.com. Go get... I mean, you can also just make your own Commander ban list with your friends if you wanted to. Why do you have to stick with their ban list? You can make your own. Just a reminder, Fusion 5K July 9th. I'm going to be there or be square. I'm going to be there. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off select Commander singles. As we're talking about Commander, you can get your Cyclonic Rift, Birds of Paradise, Scalding Tarns. What the hell is this? I don't know what that... Demonic Tutor, Mana Vault. Get a discount with 15% off this week at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu for an additional 5% off and supports the channel. So what's wrong with that? We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Play any format you want. You can also play Commander online. They also have 1v1 online. Wish they had leagues, though. I'd be so in for that. Support the channel renting your Commander deck using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_WBN for 10% off your first 2 months. Alright, I really don't think that this is... I don't think this is that powerful. I mean, okay, it's a 2... It is a... Okay, maybe... Hold on. Let's think about this for a second. It's not a 2-card combo because you don't cast the card. This is actually in the same... This is in the same territory as Flash, right? Maybe this card is better than I'm giving it credit for. Because... I don't think we should ban 2-card combos because there's a million of them already, but this is technically a 1-card combo because you only need to have the card in your hand, and once it's on the battlefield, like, you can't do anything about interacting with the time walk that's in the player's hand. Just search turn 0 CDH win in YouTube search bar and it's the first result. Excellent, thank you. Gonna play dual EDH tournament on Saturday, torn between Sithis Auras and Jihora artifacts. I have no idea what is even good in that metagame. Okay, maybe this card is a lot better than I'm giving it credit for. You can ramp it out immediately, and then like they have to deal with it. But how many turns do you get? So you get like, you get this out next turn. You may have remove an instant at the beginning of your upkeep, so you can't even make use of this upkeep. You have to wait 2 turns to get this thing going. It's tough. It's tough. It's hard to evaluate this card. I'm sure it's a feel bad card, but it's not even 5 mana I win on my next upkeep. No, it's 5 mana you win on your, not your next upkeep, but the following upkeep, because you've got to activate this, or you have to activate this by next turn. Sorry, you can't you're probably tapped out when you play it. So you untap to your next turn, and you have X. You already hit your upkeep. You can't activate it. So now you activate it, put your time walk, and then you have to wait another turn. You're going to be the target. You play your Panoptic Mirror, and you're going to be the target at the table. Feels bad, but should be unbanned. Yeah, I think so. Alright. The hell is this? Paradox Engine. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. I don't know what the game looks. I could see that this is a powerful card. This looks like it could be busted. Especially in the right deck. But it's 5 mana. Again, this 5 mana nonsense. But I guess it means nothing. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. Are there combos? Like, is there like some easy combos with this? So many cards combo. We'll name some. Combos too easily with dorks and rocks. It's not really much of a combo though. What, elves crushes people with this? Elf ball goes too hard. Cheerios issues. Oh, that could be a problem, yeah. 5 mana greater than infinite mana immediately. Too good and annoying. Probably combos with Urza. Maybe. Okay, this was banned because it easily went infinite in most decks. It was actually restricting future card design. Interesting. Kaladesh, ruining all formats, including Commander. It's not that the card... It's not that the card combos, you would have an hour-long turn to just not win. Interesting. Infinite mana with mana dorks. How do you have infinite mana with mana dorks? Whenever you cast, you have to keep playing spells. This card sometimes takes hours to resolve, but it's not deterministic one, so no one concedes. Oh, just like Lantern Control. I know how you guys feel. You're like, I want to play on for that 0.0000001% chance of winning. Also, you could just go for a draw against the Lantern players. Allison says, my favorite MTG YouTuber. You're my favorite MTG fan. It was banned because people would go on and on for 30 minutes until they eventually won. So, but so it is a good card. I mean, nobody takes an hour-long turn because you scoop. It takes nothing to make Paradox Engine work. Literally any combo becomes a winning combo with this. Like what? You guys are saying like it combos with anything. Name something. Name something that just wins on the spot when you play it. Like a second card. Shrieking Drake bounces itself is how it goes infinite. Now we got one example with a card I've never even heard of. Flying. When Shrieking Drake enters the battle, comes into play, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay, that's infinite mana. Is that even infinite mana? You need a mana rock that actually adds blue. Okay, let's assume it's infinite mana. Now how do you win the game? Oh, and then a storm card. So that's a 3-card combo. What is so bad about it? There are a lot of 3-card combo wins. Palinchron is, again, just a 2. That's just 2 cards for infinite mana. Well, we don't have infinite mana combos in CDH that cost less than that. There are infinite mana combos that cost a lot less than 5 mana. All right, and you know it. You know it. You know it. Devoted Druid is like an infinite mana Catalyst. Or is it that this card goes in more decks? You know, adding things like Vizier of Remedies and Devoted Druid. That's like a very narrow deck that can play that because you need to be in the Selesnya colors. Tulane makes it infinite. Walking Ballista. So that's a third. Yeah, but that's a third card. So what you're telling me is this is a 3-card combo. You don't get it. The problem is that it doesn't win the game some of the time. So what? That's not worthy of being... That doesn't make it a powerful card. Your commander is a way to have a payoff for infinite mana in any commander deck. Okay. So you have a commander that you always have in your hand, so you don't have to look for it. It wasn't combo, it's just too much value. You untap with it and you win. Too much value? People... Well, whatever. Unwanted play patterns. Get Nikachu on the command zone. I'm here with my Merfolk deck. It is a 3-card combo, but it's the other 2 cards can be as generic as possible. A zombie late. Ooh, well, I like that idea with the zombie. But that's another 5-card, 5-mana card. Actually, is a zombie 5 mana? I think she's 5 mana. Yeah, she's 5 mana. I've put the Ether Vial to 5 to get a zombie in play. You could compare Paradox Engine to KCI combos. It takes a lot of pieces, but they interact very well between each other. But KCI was very hard to dismantle and was very fast. That would be a difference I'd have here. It was very hard to interact with, but maybe this is also hard to interact with. Like you could have the pieces on the battlefield, then you play Paradox Engine. All right, so should I be looking at this like it's KCI? Like you get this on the battlefield and then like the game is basically over? Is that how it's supposed to be? Banning Paradox Engine killed the Urza deck? See, it's not Urza's problem. It's the artifacts that are the problem. Okay, I'm gonna look up gameplay with Paradox Engine and then I will just trust. I'll trust you. I'll trust the process. Just gonna have to trust you guys. Look up Paradox Scepter Storm. I will cast my deck turn 2 with Urza. True story. So thank you very much, everyone, for showing up today. We do Coffee and MTG runs Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. I got a P.O. box. You want to send me stuff? I'll open it on the channel. Looking forward to everything that you have going to send. Also, thank you very much for all the super chats and everyone who joined as a member today. That was awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. Let me know how much you love Coffee and MTG, but also support the channel by just being here. Thank you very much, everyone. So many, hundreds of people show up for the conversation every single morning, and it wouldn't be a show without you. So keep brewing up the coffee, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next